Good afternoon, everybody. There we are. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, Cobalt Reaver, Lost Viking, and Davidius. Welcome, welcome. We have Kiba here gracing us with his presence. He is as happy as he can be because he thinks he's in the way. When really I'm glazing today, so he can sit on the wheel all he wants. Though I do need my hand back, cat. As you can see, we've got another kiln load ready to open. It is warm right now. It is close to 400 degrees, so I'm letting it cool off. And I'm hoping I don't melt my camera. So we're just going to let it sit there for a bit while I glaze some more pieces. This bucket here has the chicory glaze in it, which is the base of the tree beard. And the color that we're doing today, there it is, that's the tree beard. We had some of this in the kiln load from yesterday, but this is it, the greenish brown color here on bottom. Or actually, see the two plates you see there that are the matte colored in the kiln? That's the chicory by itself. And then we put the sea spray on top to give it the glossy blue contrast. And so that is what I'm glazing today, and I have a ton of stuff to make a tree beard because that is, we have some orders for that color, but also that's what I'm making all of my samples in is tree beard. It's going to be tree beard and then the starry night. I think they'll go good together. Looks like waves coming up off of a beach, yes. Oh, he's happy. I think that's a happy tail. He is purring too. He's got his motor going. Whew. I always forget how much this glaze stinks, and I don't know why. Whew, smells like sulfur. But we'll just have to deal with it. It's like, why can't my sinuses be acting up now? You like the seafoam green color on the right? Like on the soup bowl and on the spoon rests? The light green with the dark models? Yeah, that is that's the Misty Forest. So usually you see it on a mug. That's what it looks like flat. And then you see the spoon rest in the top that has the light green around it. That's also the Misty Forest, just with the lighter green around the rim. Yeah, that it's like, it's not exactly a guitar pick, but I tried to I found that shape and I thought, you know, that could mimic a guitar pick. Yesterday, the color I was glazing was the emerald green, so I did everything I could think of in emerald green that we had available to us. Kiba loves Glaze days. Because he gets to sit on the wheel, because the wheel is obviously the most comfortable place in this room. It's not like you know, he doesn't have a, what, 3, 4 pillows over there and a little cat box that he could snooze in. A cat's favorite place to be is in the way. Nothing makes them happier. That is the most comfy spot in the world. Is this the non-copyright jazz playing? Yes, yes. So yeah, this is Pretzel Rocks, their jazz channel. Yeah, so I think everything in here except for just a couple of pieces is going to be green. I know you can see kind of the edge of a yarn bowl there that's purple. And what I've got here, these are all going to be tree beard. They choose a different color every year, but this is for the Kentucky Haiti Project. It's a fundraiser that a local organization does. And they have an auction, and they auction off all these mugs. And so far every year, like, each mug has brought in over $100. So it's like a really, people really come out for it. Do we get much cat hair in the pottery? Yes, actually. We guarantee it. So there's a, we say there's a 2% guaranteed cat fluff in every piece. That's the magic substance that holds everything together. Yep, part of Kiba in every piece. Yeah, and then again, this is the color that we're making. So the bottom part of this is what is actually in the bucket here. I know it looks kind of like reddish brown, but it's going to be more of a greenish brown. Which I'm assuming, because of the color of the glaze, that this has some iron oxide in it, and that's something that iron oxide can do. It's not always a rusty color, it can be green too. No, I will do that separately. I'm glazing them like this, one, because I don't have a full bucket of glaze here, so I'm doing the inside and then the outside, but also this helps them dry out quicker. If I do the outside and the rim and then go back or the inside and the rim, then go back and do the outside, it helps everything dry out quicker. Because I'm not saturating the entire mug all at once. You have the loveliest blue glaze and after you fire it, it's an orangey red? Or is it an orangey red before you fire it, and then it's blue when it comes out? So I'm gonna glaze everything here in this color, and then by the time I get everything with one layer on it, I should be able to come back and do a second layer on everything, and then we'll let that dry out, and hopefully by then be able to start getting things out of the kiln. Hopefully it'll be cool enough that I can get stuff out of the kiln without having to worry about burning my fingers or melting tables or anything. It's red before the firing, and then it's blue. You know, I've got a glaze here that is pink, like really, really pink, before the firing, and then while it's in the bucket, and then it's a really dark cobalt blue once it's fired. And the reason for that is because cobalt carbonate is pink, whereas cobalt oxide is black because it's much more concentrated. Cobalt carbonate is well, less concentrated, and so it just looks pink in its raw form, so that's why the glaze is pink. I think I'm gonna run out of room here. So I got some big things and I got some small things. We got like pitchers and pie plates and the big family gathering bowl. Then we got these mugs and some smaller bowls and bourbon cups and bottles and things. So we'll have a good variety. We can tell he's not asleep. If I can see your eyes open a little bit. Mm-hmm. Is the dipping glaze more liquid than the brush-on glaze? Yes, if something is formulated for dipping versus brushing, because most pints that you get are meant for brushing, so there's something added to them that makes them thicker, so that the glaze doesn't dry out as fast on your brush, because that's something that I run into if I'm trying to brush some details on, is the glaze like wants to dry immediately on the brush. And I forget what it is you can add to it. There's like there's a medium you can add to different glazes to make them more brushable. But yeah, you'll find the smaller jars you buy usually have are a bit thicker for that very reason. But then you can always alter the glazes a little bit depending on how much water you add to it to get them to be like thicker or thinner. And of course that alters the color of them a little bit if it's more opaque versus runnier and thinner. When I mix these up, a lot of these are opulence glazes, and I mix them up a little bit thicker than they recommend because I want them to be a little bit more bold. Put my drink over there and trust that somebody doesn't knock it over. So did everybody have a good Valentine's Day, or we didn't do too much. We weren't going to try to go out to eat anywhere on Valentine's Day. Figured it would take forever. But today I did get to celebrate Half Price Candy Day, which is the true holiday. It's the one to get really excited about. And this is a glaze that looks just as good thick or thin. It's a really stable glaze, so it's not super runny. Whereas some other glazes I have, like, they either need to be thin or they need to be thick, and if they're not, then they get finicky. So each glaze is different. And I use a lot of commercial glazes that I buy in bulk. So I'm not as knowledgeable on like what makes every part of a glaze do what it does. There are a couple that I still mix up myself. But I'm going to have to change them in the next year or two because some of the materials that I use of my ingredients that make the glazes are not available anymore. So I'm running through my ingredients, and I think I've got another like at least a year or so that I can make these glazes, and then I'll have to change them up a bit. Because that is something that happens. Like, you know, we're using natural materials, and sometimes the mines dry up. Sometimes, you know, certain materials are not available anymore. There may be similar things, but not the exact material that you've been using. So things will be will change just ever so slightly over time. That's why sometimes, like with ancient pottery pieces that, you know, we may discover, you know, there may be, it's not that people don't know how to recreate things made in the past, it's that sometimes those materials just aren't available anymore. Alright, so got that one. We'll go over here to some of the bakeware pieces. I've got my three pie plate set. So this is what it looks like, the 3 different sizes of pie plates. Nope, not quite enough. There we go. Once I get all my samples made, then I'll have to make some decisions on like what other colors I'm just going to have for stock. But that's going to be some of the harder decisions, because you never know what color's going to be popular. Let's see if this will fit in here. Yep, just barely. Leave that sitting there since Kiba moved. And now I've got a place setting, which So this is the bowl. Show you what the place setting looks like together, and I've got a there it is, plain mug. So we've got our place setting. We've got a dinner plate, a dessert plate, if you want to call it that, and then a bowl, and then a mug that will go with it. And again, I'm making all these as samples, and if they don't sell, then I will. We're just going to send them to the gallery. It's a good thing about having a place to send everything now. That it's not like while there's still the pressure to glaze things and make things that and glaze them all in the most popular colors that I have, I can do a bit more of a variety and not worry so much about having to hold on to it forever. Are some glazes toxic before firing? They can be, especially historically when people were using like lead and cadmium and very harmful materials. But I don't use any of those things. And those materials should not be, especially in the U.S., you're not going to find many people using those type of materials on any food-safe things. You may find some of those glazes being used on non-food safe pieces, but in reality, like, you shouldn't be using them at all because it is so it's much more harmful to somebody handling that type of raw glaze, raw material, than it ever is to eat off something that's like got lead in it. But as far as like the ones I'm using, like none of this really even like stains my hands. I mean, at the worst, my hands dry out. So nothing I use is harmful. This one stinks to high heaven, but that's the worst thing I can say about it. And this is one of my dinner plates, and I like to make my dinner plates as a very shallow bowl, so you can see it's got a bit of a lip on it here where it can kind of contain things. Now this is a where it's going to be a cheese tray. So, and then the hole there is just a handle. I should start calling them chocolate trays. They might sell better. But a cheese tray, you may see a lot of them made out of slate. What is it? What underground? You have sad news. Good news for me. What happened? Don't tell me your cat knocked that thing off the table. He broke it? He broke it. He broke a 32-ounce tankard full of water. He knocked it off a table? Oh, wow. I'm sorry. What did he do? Like, get a running start and just, like tackle it? He said challenge accepted. He sure did. He body slammed it. Oh my gosh. I kind of wish you had like a recording of that. He just cat handled it. Oh no. But I guess at least he did drink out of it. I'm doing 2 of these. Alright, so... Oh, I didn't wax this one. Put some wax on it. No. It's got a crack in it. It's not even a big crack. That doesn't matter. Oh well, another one bites the dust. Well, I'm still going to glaze the bowls that go with it because I've got more that just need to be bisqued. So these are the salad bowls that will go with that. That one splattered my face. Grip strength. Make a tankard the size of a pie plate with a regular size dinky hole. Yeah. I think that would be like a large ikebana, wouldn't it? See, that's what it would be. It would be something like looking like that, except maybe with a bigger hole. But I think he's proven that if he wants it off of the table, he wants it off of the table. Your pal, thank you for the follow. And welcome. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Anybody get to go out and celebrate Half Price Candy Day? I found myself a $2 chocolate heart. Put Velcro strips on the bottom, yes. Just put Velcro strips on the side too. Make it a scratching post. Just make it an all-in-one. A tankard attached to the inside of a large serving bowl. Okay, so now we're talking bacon cooker style. So see, we have a wide base, so even if it does start to tilt, it might rock back and forth, and then we don't put a hole in there, so you have water in here. So see, we're getting there. We're going cat-proof pottery. Hey, Sassy Charlene. Yeah, welcome everybody. So this is a bourbon cup, or a little teacup, whatever you want to use it for. It has the, you may remember me making these. They've got the little thumb rests on them, so that you can grip them a little bit. And then we've got the ones that are swirly. And I'm doing everything in the same color today, just to try to keep it, keep things simple, because I've got a lot of things to glaze, and it's easier if I just get out one glaze at a time. This glaze is going to be the color that you see in the kiln. See the two little brown small dishes? That's what this color looks like by itself. But everything's going to be is this color. This is the tree beard. So that matte color on the bottom is what this glaze is. Then we're going to put this bluish green on top of it. Doing the top half, and then I'm going to go back and do the bottom half once it dries out. With the exception of maybe just a few pieces that might not work that well. Like this one, I'm not sure. I could probably do the insides okay. And then the outside. Actually, I might be able to just do the whole thing there. Yeah, perfect. And we got some more mugs. This is one of our travel mug tumblers. And this is a double bowl. Sometimes I call them like nut or candy bowls, snack bowls. So, Manor, that one was just I call them spice or sauce dishes. They're just they're anything bowls. Put whatever you want to in them. I'm gonna make some in every color. Good for like a single scoop of ice cream, single scoop of, or you know, a scoop of rice, or keys or cat food, whatever. Oh, the cup said Druid. So I'll go back the last couple. This one is a travel tumbler. So a travel mug, it's going to have a lid that goes with it. You said flared edges. And then this one was a Druid mug. And then the ones with the finger indent was a bourbon cup. So with the little groove in the side. I'll figure out how to glaze the rest of this one. Or if I can do the handle right now. Yeah, mostly. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see if the bourbon cups are there. Not everything is back up as a listing yet, but we'll see if it is. Let's see. you didn't see it. Yeah, it's all the may contain bourbon and the bourbon molecule stuff. They are $15. And so if you'd like one, send me an email. Because I do have some in stock in other colors already. And this is the travel mug with a handle. Thank you, Maynard. I'll get back with you once I'm done with stream. All right, and now we have one of our 2-quart pitchers. There we go. Here's another version of the little spice dish. This is just a round bowl instead of the one with the flared edges. I think I could do the same thing I did with the other one, yet. And this is a brie baker, just a small baking dish. And I've got the 1 quart pitcher, the smaller version. And if I get all of these, or the majority of this stuff, into this kiln tonight that we're going to empty, then today's Thursday, we'll probably be able to open it up Saturday morning. Maybe really late Friday night, just depending. Whether or not I open it up Friday night will depend on if I have enough stuff ready to go back into the kiln. Because you can open things up at, 500 degrees, but unless you're in a real big hurry, it's not always comfortable to do that. Now, that's how you melt tables. I've done that once, and I learned my lesson. Don't unload a hot kiln onto a plastic table. The pot stuck to it like pizza toppings. Lifted the pot, and then the table just came away like cheese. Now this is a little piece that is a experiment. This is something I was wanting to turn into like a honey pot. So I'm going to do this one and then see how big of a cork I need for the top. Glaze this one, see how big the lid needs to be. Now this one will be hard. I think I'll have to just dip this one because it's holy. It's a garlic keeper. I can't really do the inside and then the outside. So here we go. It's one thing that I haven't done is a lot of the tankards with the Kentucky stuff on them, so that may be one more thing that I do. I may do another round of throwing and do some of the tankards. Because I was thinking I've got 10 ounce and 20 ounce and travel mugs, but I may do a couple of tankards too. This is a bottle that's going to be a lotion or soap pump. The pump will get attached to the top. Let's see, we got a Ikebana here. Okay, yeah, we don't want anything sharp in there. These are always kind of awkward. See if I can hold on to that. Grip strength again. There we go. And this is one of the apple bakers. So it's got the spike in the middle where you can put, it doesn't have to be an apple, but you can core your apple, put it on there, add butter, cinnamon, sugar, nuts, piece of like a biscuit for pie crust if you want. Put it in the oven for 45 minutes and you have your very own single serving baked dumpling dessert. But you can use it for any fruits or any vegetables. There's a really good recipe for French onion soup if you like that. Oh, and then I got that other wall pocket. There's no wax. Let's do. This is, so I can customize pie plates. I know we customize the mugs all the time, but I can do a little bit on the side of a pie plate. And this one says established in 2023, so it's going to be a belated wedding gift. Also in Treebeard. Oh no. Yep, we still got a little bit of room down there. And then this one, which is going to be another of the wall pockets, this one's going to be a little bit bigger. And the way I've done these, the other ones was like this. We'll see if I have enough glaze here to do this. All right, now I'm gonna go back over to this side and start over again, doing the bottom half of everything. So you can see the application of glaze doesn't take really all that long. It's more the prep time and then cleanup time that takes a while. I think we may be playing a game of glazed chicken here. See if we can get everything glazed before we run out. Take a few seconds of break. People ask me all the time if like throwing actually like hurts my hands, and it doesn't. But doing stuff like this, gripping each individual mug the same way, kind of wears my hand out. Furball Farm. I don't know that I've specifically like seen it. No, they're a cat sanctuary that has over 300. Excuse me, 350. Wow. No, I'll have to check that one out. I've watched streams of, you know, different rescues or different people fostering cats, but I don't know that I've seen that one specifically. I felt it give a little bit. I chipped a bit off right there, so I had some back. It's fun to watch. You have it on all day because your 1-year-old nephew loves to watch it, I bet. We turned on one of the streams for animals, like for animals to watch one time, and it was a lot of just like birds chirping and flying around and small animals running around, and our cat like went berserk. Like running in front of and behind the TV, running in front of and behind the TV, trying to figure out what was making all the noise. All right, let's do these little pie plates. Make sure I got everything. Whoops, now I'm tripping on myself. This is the back of the dinner plate. And this is how I have to glaze this one, because even if I had a full bucket of glaze, this is bigger than my bucket. One little spot that didn't get covered. Hey Jenny, good afternoon. Or good evening. Yeah, welcome everybody. Happy Thursday or Friday Eve. If you're just joining us, I am applying glaze today. I do have a kiln cooling down that I hope to open up before too long. Or it's opened already, but start emptying it out before too long. But everything I'm doing today is going to be tree beard. It is this color right here. The bottom color is what's in the bucket, which is actually the same color as the little, my hand disappears, the little brown small dishes. There's 2 of them there. That's what it looks like by itself, but we are going to add some of the sea spray on top, and this is the combo I call tree beard. So on a lot of these pieces, I have glazed the inside, and now I'm glazing the outside. And I do this, one reason I do this is because I don't have that much glaze left. And so I'm having to pour the glaze on instead of just like dipping the entire piece in the bucket. But also it does help the piece dry quicker, because if I glaze the inside first, let that dry, glaze the outside, then I'm not saturating the pot, and it doesn't take as long for the entire piece to dry out. Because I am going to be layering other colors on top of these, so, and I have to wait for the first layer to dry before I can apply the second layer, which is why I want it to dry out a bit faster. Because if I start applying the glaze too quickly, add too much too quickly, it will all start peeling off, and then I have to start over. I can start over, but it's, you know, I don't want to waste all that. This is a little bourbon cup. Is the camera lagging? It doesn't seem like it to me. Like it's not obvious on my end that it's lagging. Here is one of the bigger 2-quart pitchers. Okay, good. Welcome back. There we go. Here's our other type of little bourbon cup. This is the one that has the little finger indentation. So does it matter at some part get 2 layers of the glaze? Will it change anything? Like on that last one, when it overlaps, it might be a little bit more green where it's thicker, but I like that. It's not going to change it to the point that it gets too runny. This is one that thankfully is not a very runny glaze, and it's pretty stable. So it's not gonna change drastically if some parts are a little bit thicker than others. The part that I have to be careful about is the top layer, because it does run. You can see how drippy it is, so I have to make sure I put it on the top third of the piece and not apply too much, especially on these shorter pieces. And that's something where like every glaze is a little bit different and has its own characteristics. Some require a very thin layer, and if you get it too thick, it's gonna maybe not stick as well. It might start flaking off. Where others, if it's too thin, it's gonna be a completely different color than if it's the right consistency or thicker. Yes, it is nice when it drips. That's one of my favorite parts of the glazes. And sometimes the hardest thing to control. Yeah, it absorbs quickly. It is drying. It dries to the touch, but it does need to dry out more. Like you can kind of see the difference. I don't know if you can see the difference in the colors. This one is a little bit darker than this one, which I glazed earlier. So, and this one still is not completely dry. It's not dry enough that I would feel comfortable putting another layer on, but it does dry to the touch fairly quickly because I can do this. Yeah, all the pieces that I have here that I'm glazing, they've been fired once, and one of the reasons we fire everything twice, the first firing goes up to 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a relatively low temperature in pottery terms. It puts the clay through a chemical change so that the pieces are now no longer water soluble, which means I can hold them and glaze them without worrying about them breaking or disintegrating, but they're still left porous enough that the glaze can stick long enough for me to get them into the kiln. And then the second firing is what actually melts everything and fuses it all together. I just gotta try to figure this one out. This is our double yarn bowl. Probably gonna have to, or not a yarn bowl. I'm just probably gonna have to get the paintbrush out and do some touch-ups. Wherever the paintbrush might be. It's hard to get into all the nooks and crannies. All right. And by the time that I've gotten all of these, you know, with a glaze on the bottom half, like I should be able to go back and start with my first layer of sea spray on some of them. And if I think they need more time to dry, then we'll open up the kiln. Why does the bottom repel the glaze? It is wax. Yeah, so that's what's in this bucket right here. It's a water-based wax emulsion that I've added food coloring to so I can see what I'm doing. Because we fill in the medallions here with black glaze, then we put wax over it and on the bottom so those areas don't get messed up, so I don't like scrub all that away. And then it'll burn off in the kiln. It just helps me keep my designs crisp and clean here. And also helps keep me from throwing away as much glaze, because if the glaze just, you know, for the most part runs off of those areas, I'm not sitting here scrubbing it away and then throwing it away in my bucket. Though if I did, like since I'm doing only one color right now, if I let my water bucket settle, I can put all the glaze that settles to the bottom of this that I've washed out, I can put it back in here and reuse it, since it's not mixed with anything else. So this is probably one of my newer glaze combos. This is the first time, like I don't know if I took any of this to the show last year. I really don't. I know I've never made a glaze test tile for it. It wasn't part of my glaze chart. So if I took it last year, it wasn't on my list of things to pick. But we've put it on the website, and we've had a lot of people order it that way. So. And I know this is only my second ever bucket of this chicory color. So the two plates that have the spots on it, are you mean the ones in the kiln? Yes. So do I dot that on, or is it another glaze? So it is, if you see the one above it that has the light green around the rim, that's the Misty Forest, and they all have that dark emerald on the bottom, and then on the top one I just put the lighter green around the edge, whereas the two with spots, that lighter color is covering the entire thing. So what happens with that, most glazes, but that glaze, you can see it more, is when the glazes melt, they boil, they bubble up. So that's the darker green glaze bubbling up through the lighter green color, and then it just freezes that way. So like sometimes I have to be careful what colors I put next to one another, because if I put a darker color, specifically like the denim blue, if I put it next to something that's white or yellow, I will end up with little blue specks on the yellow or the white, because the color boils and it splatters. And it probably does that if I sit it next to a black thing too, but you can't tell it on the darker colors. Yeah, the Misty Forest combo is one that I think looks wonderful just on a mug where it's nice and drippy by itself, but also when it's flat like that. I love the way that one turns out. I might just win this game of yarn chicken, of glazed chicken. Yeah, and some of these like designs or combos, it's just been a matter of, you have to try things and see how they turn out, because you never know what something's going to look like until you put it through the kiln. And then sometimes the hard part is trying to recreate something that you find that you like. Yeah, and even if I don't like the result, yeah, somebody else might like it, yeah. I mean, there's several colors that I have that that is the case. I'm like, I don't really like this, but somebody else does, and so I see that there is a market for it, even though there's, you know, it's not my favorite. Whoop. All right, I hope I didn't speak too soon. The matte little plates, yeah, that is this glaze, and this is a matte glaze. It's one of the few matte colors we have. Hey, Kiba, hold on, buddy. Let me get all my stuff out of your way. There we go. I think I got 3 more mugs. So, Jeannie, how many more do I have to glaze this? I have there's 2 more mugs, and then if I can, 5 bowls. 5 more bowls. Well, I'm cutting it close. Hey, Crystal Wolf. Hey, buddy. You get to see Kiba's feet. Wanna come down here where people can see you? Here we go. Red Firebird, hey, thank you for the follow. Earlier, he just had his tail hanging off the side here, and it was just his tail wagging. It was adorable. Because he thought he was getting away with something by sitting on the wheel. Should have measured how the depth of the glaze that I have left when I got started. I know, like, I've measured an entire bucket before, and I can get around 250 pieces out of a 5-gallon bucket of glaze, and that's one layer on many things. Let's see. Almost. There we go. Kiba, hold on. Kiba. Kiba. Come on, buddy. Come on. Yeah, here we go. There you go. I was blocking his way down. Crystal, oh no, it's starting to sleet. Where are you at again? Whoops, there's one spot that was missed. Yeah, what was it? It threatened to snow, like, what, on Tuesday or something? Monday or Tuesday night. Thankfully it didn't. Utah, okay. Well, stay safe. I hope you don't have to get out in it. Oh, you do. Well, be careful. All right, 2 more. And then, like, I will have to do my family gathering bowl, because that's what these go with, but I've got to wait till another one gets bisque, because the one I have out here has a crack in it. How many layers can I do in the kiln? Usually 4 with the height of the pieces that I have here. 4 layers of mugs is what will fit. If I was doing like lots of more shallower things like the bowls, if I was doing an entire kiln load of that, I could probably get 5 layers in there. But on average, it's 4. Which is what I've got in the kiln right now. All right, 1 more. Then I'll make sure I haven't missed anything. Seasonal breads, hey, thank you. Yeah, what's in the kiln mostly is Misty Forest. I'm trying, since I've got so much stuff to glaze, I'm trying to do like one color per glaze, which is why this is all going to be the tree beard. So the majority of that kiln load is going to be green. All right, I think we made it. Okay, I've got my pie plate over here. One more pie plate. See? I think we're good though. I think we got enough. So they are still a little bit warm. When I opened up the kiln right before the stream, it was still hovering around 400. So I imagine the top layer I could probably go pick up without having to use fuzzy gloves. But I was trying to make sure, I was just letting it dry out. So, not dry out, but cool down. I'm missing half my piece. Looks like chocolate cake, yeah. All right. Yeah, the two little kind of matte brown, greenish brown looking dishes that are in there are this glaze color. That's what this is going to look like once it's been fired. But the majority of the pieces that I have here are going to get a layer of sea spray on top, and they're going to end up looking like this. So they're going to end up being what we call the tree beard glaze. So it'll be a combination of shiny and matte. Does the thickness of the glaze all even out as it bakes? It doesn't necessarily even out. Like, it will smooth out. Yeah, you won't be able to see the like texture of the different drips, but it doesn't drastically change the color if it's like super thick. And the like little bit of overlap that I get when I'm like, pouring the glaze on is not an issue. If I were to dip an entire piece twice in the glaze, that would be an issue. But a little bit of overlap is going to be okay. If I had like dipped the piece twice, or like dipped it and then accidentally dropped it again, I'd have to like wash it all off, because that's way too much glaze. That would eventually run. But this is a pretty stable glaze in that a little bit of an overlap or thicker, thinner spot is not gonna like ruin the piece. Actually, you can see on the rim of the small dishes there, where it's thinner, it turns more black. So the thicker it is, it's going to go from brown and then maybe a little bit greener as it gets thicker. Alright, so these were the first ones I did over here, and I think I can do a layer on those. This is another one that I don't have a great deal of, but I've got plenty to glaze these guys, because I'm just going around the rim. So for these, that's as much glaze as they get on top. I will do 2 layers of that, but that's as much as it gets, and then that's how much it's going to drip. So I will put a layer of sea spray on these, and then, or as many as I think I can, and then we'll go unload the kiln. Don't bump it against the side of the bucket. Actually, gotta be careful about bumping these things together at all, because the glaze can easily flake off, because it's not stuck by any means. It's just that the water from the glaze is absorbed into the pot, and so the glaze is just kind of resting on top of the piece. It's very dusty. So the glaze is like the clay, it'll sink in water and you can reuse it. Yeah, so if I change out my water buckets and don't like have anything else but the chicory in that bucket, I can just pour the water off and then get the glaze sediment and put it back in the bucket. This one is a bit thinner. Whoops. And that's where I'll have to get it back out. Find my paintbrush, because there's a bit right there. You can see the inside of that handle where it there you go, you can see it. Let's do that before I forget it. Leave that open in case I find another one. Oh, don't bump it or anything. That's how you feel about your shoulder. My shoulders and neck are usually telling me that I ate too many Rice Krispies as a kid, because now they go snap, crackle, and pop. go to the other table. This is our plain mug that goes with the dinner set. Your back is aching for how much I have to bend, yeah. Having the buckets raised just a little bit off of the ground makes a huge difference, and I realize that because I've got them on a dolly, so I can in theory roll them around, though it doesn't roll that well. But anyway, rather than having them just sitting on the ground, that couple of inches makes a huge difference on how much I have to bend over. This is not bad, but so I have to remember to keep things raised up a little bit. There's our bottle. And another bald spot. Oh no, you had a fall on Monday and now your shoulder is strained. Oh no. So with this, what I'll have to do is pour this on. Or I could paint it, but I'm going to pour it on like this. Just a little bit around the rim. And I'm only putting it on this side. There'll be a little bit that drips onto the outside, but I'm not adding any more to the outside because I don't want this to drip and go all over the kiln shelf. Here we go. At least it's your non-dominant hand or shoulder, yes. And it may not make you feel any better, but at least you can say you had a fall. You did something special to injure yourself. I feel like I've injured myself most recently by sneezing or just sitting the wrong way for too long. So at least you've got an impressive story. Now these, they're gonna lay flat, and so I think I'm just gonna do like a swath of glaze, not on the entire thing, but maybe like that. Here we go. We'll see what that looks like. Maybe I'll do the opposite on the other one and see which one we like best. Your running joke now is that you just had a bad case of the Mondays, yeah. Here's one of our little bowls. Just go around the edge. That is a cheese board, yes, in the shape of Kentucky. Yeah, so this is the, so here's the cheese board. Because the show I'm doing is up in Lexington, Kentucky, and it's a show where everything every vendor there has to be handmade, and the majority of us are in Kentucky. It's called the Kentucky Crafted Show. And a lot of the stores that are going to be there to buy wholesale are state parks, gift shops for state parks, or just gift shops in Kentucky. So that's why I've got all of my Kentucky stuff out, and that's why I'm making samples of all of that. So this is going to be a garlic keeper, and it will have a cork lid. That's one of the only things I think I don't have bisqued quite yet is the garlic graters. And here's our other little bourbon cup with the thumb rest, or just finger grip. I've got to go get my pie plates over there. I moved them so Kiba wouldn't mess with them. And this is the prototype honey pot. I want to see, one, how big of a cork I need for the lids, and also how much it holds. See if I need to do the bigger version. Here's our little pie plate. I had to make more of these guys because I've had somebody come through twice now and buy all of my smallest pie plates because they are a candle maker the next town over, and they use them for like food scented candles, like pie scented candles, and then so they put them in a pie plate. I think it's awesome. The bourbon cups are not up yet, so if you wanted one, we have them with the thumbprint, like this one, and then the other style is swirly. So if you wanted some, send me an email, because I do have some already made up. They're just not on the website yet. And I can send you some pictures of ones that I already have. But they're $15 each. There we go. You just got animal style fries from In-N-Out? What does that mean? Like animal shaped potatoes? Like the dinosaur shaped chicken nuggets? You remember me talking about the candle lady? Yeah, it was just around Christmas time when she got some before. I think this one will have to be poured on. Yep, and then I'll maybe paint some on the inside. Cheesy fries. Ooh. Okay, this one will be poured on. So I don't really want it to go all the way down the edges. And then we got our bowls, which will also have to be poured on because I don't have anything to grip them with to hold them. I can't go all the way around. KB Fibers, hey, thank you for the raid. Welcome. You're just in time. We are almost ready to open the kiln, or at least unload it. It is open. We are almost ready to unload it. This is almost my last piece to glaze. I may have to wait on that last pie plate a bit for it to dry out a bit more. You see some pretties, yeah, lots of them. Yeah, the majority of what is in that kiln is green. It is Misty Forest or Solid Emerald or the Poisoned Apple, the black and green. A lot of times I don't remember what's in the kiln because, you know, it takes a couple of days from start to finish. And by the time it's cooled down and ready to open, I've done 15 other things since then, but this one I remember. It's mostly green. But KB Fibers, what were you working on today? I'll go ahead and do one layer on here. See if this will fit. Yeah. Just a little bit around the rim is all we need. You made a sport weight hat with zebra yarn. Is that zebra brand or zebra as in stripes? All right. So perfect for St. Patty's Day. I didn't even think about that. Let me see. Let's see if that works. Haha, there we go. There we go, that's nice and centered. So there was more. You were only seeing one side of it. We've got a large double yarn bowl in there that is purple. And I see a few other gray things, but everything else is green. So I'm gonna go over there and make sure the camera hasn't frozen. I'm gonna move something and see if it works, and then come back. Also testing out to see how warm it is. I found a mini. Kiln says it's at 161 and it's warm. But I can, the pieces are comfortably warm. I can pick them up. I may need gloves by the time I get to the bottom. Okay, good, it works. Not frozen. Hey, Smith Clay. All right. Let's see what we got in here. Like I said, the main color in here is green. Like that Nashville dish is solid emerald. And it's reminiscent of a guitar pick. That's why I chose that shape for these little dishes. And then I have some that are also a little rectangular over here. Same thing. And then the Misty Forest, which is what this is, it's green with the lighter green around the edge. You're used to seeing it on mugs where it gets really drippy. This is a soup bowl where it also gets a little bit drippy. But this is what it looks like when it's just flat. Because what happens is all the glazes, as they melt, they boil and they bubble up. Well, with this, the green, the darker green, is bubbling up through the lighter color. And so that's why you see little spots on it where it separates a little bit. We got some spoon rests. This one, and then this is the chicory, which is what I was just putting on everything. These are the base pieces to my flower pots. So these are the bottom dishes to the flower pots that didn't make it into the last glaze. And that is another of the Kentucky mugs. The first line of the state song, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. This is one of the Wheel of Time mugs. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills. And then this is one of our Tennessee mugs. This is the state flag of Tennessee. So you have the tri-star in a circle representing the three different agricultural sections of Tennessee. And I've made a couple of rainbow ones, and my rainbow has kind of like ran a little bit, but it still looks good. It's like it's not necessarily stripes anymore, but it still looks good. You get the, you know what it means. Like the red is a little thick there, but it works. The pieces over here are a little bit warmer than the pieces that were over here. Got our soup bowl. And this is the Arizona Sunrise. So this is two regular sized yarn bowls, two 6-inch yarn bowls put together with a handle. And this is the kind of purplish pink over black. I think I can pick that up. I don't have too far to go. Here we go. Oh, that was part of the shelf. I'm like, what was that? But it's not a stilt. It was the corner of the shelf. Well, I'm glad it stayed there and didn't fall into a piece. Let's see. Yeah. Pie plates. Now this one, this shelf is thicker. Quickly, quickly. Here we go. Yeah, I need my fuzzy gloves. Because even though it says the air temperature is 160, the pots are doing what they're supposed to do. They're retaining heat. You love the blue on those, the like the Starry Night, yes. So, let me get my fuzzy gloves and we'll see what else we got in here. We have a Misty Forest pie plate. And I think we have all 3 sections of it in here. All 3 sizes. Another soup bowl. Another couple soup bowls. I need to come back and get that. This is, I need both hands for those. This is another of the, this is the smallest size of the little plant pots, more of the succulent pot size, and with one of the puns on it that says, "Please don't die." Get our soup bowls. This is a mini mixing bowl, and it is probably one of the things besides the mugs and like soup bowls. This is one of my favorite things that I use at home. Like this is because I use it to like scramble eggs or do mix small ingredients or mix like wet ingredients for a recipe. Mini mixing bowl. Got some of the 10-ounce mugs. This is a shaving cup. So for you have we carry the Rock Bottom soap, goat milk soaps. They make the Kentucky shaped soaps for our Kentucky soap dishes, and they make little like round puck shaving soaps that fit in here. And we've got, these are the 10-ounce mugs. These are, this one says, "I like big mutts and I cannot lie." We have several of the Green Dragon in, so we've got these back in stock now. And then there's another Green Dragon. And then this one says, "Bless your heart." There we go. That one stuck a little bit. Sorry, I'm catching up a little bit. So, Sandora, hey, Can you use like all the stuff, like the platters and stuff in the oven while we're like cooking dinner? Yes. No, everything here is dishwasher, microwave, and oven safe. So yeah, no, everything's meant to be used. Do the element coils cause firing issues when they're poking out of their shelf? Sometimes. Some of the kiln bricks are chipped a little bit, so that's why they're warped some. And before I fire it again, I'll poke them back into the right spot. The worst thing that happens is like if something comes like really badly loose and it touches a pot, if it touches the glaze, then the entire coil is ruined. Pot's probably ruined too, just because it has a something stuck to it. But I'll straighten it back out and put them back in their spots, pin them back in. KB Fibers, yeah, your travel mug's in the dishwasher now, yeah. Vixen, thank you for the follow. But yeah, as they start to wear out, some of the elements will, I mean, they're always going to expand and contract because they're heating up and cooling down, and sometimes they'll pop out. You can heat them back up with a torch and put them back into place. But over time, as they wear out, you know, if they're sticking out of the shelf, they're probably not going to heat as good if they're, you know, tucked into their spots. But it's just it's just the wear and tear of the kiln. Doesn't affect it, like if a piece is sticking out a little bit, it's not going to ruin a firing or anything. Just over time, it may take longer. But let's go see. We've unloaded 2 layers. We've got 2 layers left. Don't trip over a cat. This is a berry bowl. We got the plate that goes with it out earlier. That will be together as a set. And here is another of the plant pots. It says, I soiled myself. I love those. They make me happy. And then this is a coffee pour over that will sit on the mugs, fitting perfectly on either a 10-ounce or a 20-ounce mug. Minnie is wild. She is just like running around inside, outside. Here's one of the egg separators or air plant pots. You could have an air plant in there looking like hair. And another pot that is not green. It is the Arizona Sunrise, purple. This is the, if you can see it over the shine, over the glare, this is the black over the green. So I call it the poisoned apple, and it's on the iocane powder. I thought it was very fitting to put the poisoned apple glaze on the iocane powder mug. And then solid emerald is what we have on the Slytherin mugs. And also, the other thing we have in here is the Misty Forest on the mugs that say, not all those who wander are lost. Another bless your heart. It's a Slytherin. Here is one that where the shape of Kentucky has a leaf pattern pressed into it. Leaves cut out into the shape of Kentucky. Oh yeah, and then one of the ginkgo leaves. I'd forgotten about that one. And those are leaves from my neighbor's yard. One layer left. Let's see what we got here. I can get my fingers in here. All right. Got bottles. And travel mugs. Curse words. See, at one point in time, I was making so many curse word things that I said I can't have a kiln load without a curse word. Curse word are my good luck charm. Would I recommend only using wooden or plastic utensils, like with the pots? Or no, I don't think so. Yeah, use metal. Use whatever you got. Yeah, I use the metal utensils, like forks and knives and stuff, and don't have a problem. KB5ers, you don't think you could reach the bottom? Like, in this kiln specifically, like, I don't think anybody shorter than me could reach the bottom. This one is actually taller than some others. Like, I have to, like, lean over to get to some shallow things on the bottom. I don't like to put, like, flat things on the bottom that I can't reach that well. So sometimes I have to. Yeah, so one of those is an oil bottle, and one's going to be, like, a soap dispenser that'll get a pump on it. Yeah, this kiln has an extra ring on it. So, like, technically, like these, like this, I don't know if you can see, I'm talking about around the edge here. Each double coil is one ring, and you can, the way they like market these is like, oh, you can build your kiln, make it as tall or as short as you want it. And this one I got used, and apparently they made it bigger than some of the other kilns. But I didn't know that for the longest time until I started looking at other kilns. Let's see if I can pick this up. There we go. So this is the oil bottle, and it has the grip on it, or it's pinched a little bit, and it has the main difference is that it has a bit of a neck on it, so that when I put the oil bottle pourer in there, it can have something to help it make a good seal. And then the soap bottle is swirly, and it'll get the soap pump glued on the top. Got some travel mugs in here. That one didn't drip that much. I wonder if I forgot to put a second layer on that. I mean, it still looks okay, but it just didn't drip that much. This one is another of the leaf ones, leaf mugs. And then here's our curse word mug. Make sure you get all the versions in there. What else we got in here? I see some more iocane powder. See some more Kentucky mugs. One that says, "Y'all need Jesus." Oh, there's some more leaf ones. Is that with the bless your heart? For not all those who wander are lost. Yep, and then another iocane powder. And then what are these last three? It's the Bless Your Heart, and then I like big mutts, and I cannot lie. That's it. Well, that was a pretty good load. No casualties. It turned out nice. KB Fibers, you have one of the soap dispensers. You use it every day. How tall am I, and how tall is the kiln? I have a tape measure back here. I am 5'10". I thought I had a tape. There's a tape measure. Because I know, like, the model of the kiln is its dimensions, but I think it's the inside dimensions. What does it say? 2531. Yeah, I think the 25 is the inside. From the ground, we are 42 inches tall. So 3.5 feet tall. And it kind of like comes up to my belly button. So it's exactly as tall as the wheel when I'm standing next to it. It looks like the one at your high school. Yeah, and a lot of high schools have the big ovals so they can like fire bigger things. You'd be screwed, yeah. That's what step stools are for. Or they have front-loading kilns or ones that aren't as tall as this. No, this is a bigger one than like I would recommend starting out, but I got it because it was what was available to me, and I bought like kind of everything at once for a lump sum. And so I filled it up and fired it as I could. But also, and it's sitting on a stand because it's not just sitting on the ground. You have to have it off the ground, and so that makes it a little bit taller. But the smaller kiln I have over here is not anywhere near this tall. Because we have 4 kilns in here. We have like the 3 ovals like this, and then I have a small round one that I did get from a school that was selling it. But that's about it. I'm gonna let these pieces dry out a little bit more before I put another layer on them, and then load this up probably this evening, and it'll run. We might be able to open it up like Friday night, but probably I'll open it up Saturday morning and then load it back up again. Yeah, and front-loading kilns, like the good thing about these, you'll see more of this style of kiln because front-loading kilns tend to be built on the spot because they're bigger, and these because the sections, like each section comes apart, so you can get it through a regular door. Like a front-loading kiln, like after over a certain size, you have to either have a bay door to get it in. You can't get it through a regular door, so it's more for like I need one, but I can't get it in here. So because I just have regular doors, so I have 4 of these. So that's the main reason you're going to see a lot of these, because they're meant for somewhat lower volume, but also they're portable. As portable as a kiln can be. So I'm going to see who else is on. But yeah, this is, let's see. But yeah, so when I fire this, like it takes around 7 to 8 hours for the kiln to reach temperature, and then another at least 20 hours after that, like to really cool down. That's why I say I think we could like unload it tomorrow night if I had to, but if I didn't have another kiln load ready to go in, I'll just like do it in Saturday morning. Jeannie, yeah, I'm glad you could catch Kiln Day too. Yeah, it is. It's like opening a Christmas present because you really never know exactly how it's going to turn out. Like, I know what I want it to do and I know how it should turn out, but still, you never know. Each batch is always going to be a little bit different. Let's go see Valencia Glass. I think last time I tried to raid them, they were having some technical difficulties, so... But they have a really cool setup for doing glass blowing. Yeah, Smith Clay, thanks for stopping by. So here we go. All right, we're going to go see Valencia Glass doing some glass blowing. And like I said, they have a really cool setup. So thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Have a good rest of your night, your evening. And if I don't see you again, have a good weekend. Well, thanks for stopping by. Here we go.